Be Me, 24, psychology major with focus on dating and relationship patterns. Always wondered why men complain about women being difficult to date. Thought guys were just making excuses for their own dating failures and commitment issues. Posted constantly about male dating incompetence. Men don't know how to communicate, put in effort, or handle strong, independent women. They want all the benefits without any emotional labor or relationship work. Feel superior about female dating sophistication and emotional intelligence. Compared to male immaturity and superficiality, spent years defending women against male criticism about being high maintenance, dramatic, or unreasonable in relationships. These are just misogynistic stereotypes about female behavior. Tuesday evening, argument with male friend Jake about modern dating challenges. He claims women have become impossible to please and increasingly difficult to date successfully. Roll my eyes. Tell him maybe he should try dating better quality women instead of blaming entire gender for his personal failures. He gets frustrated, says I have no idea what it's like trying to navigate female expectations and constantly changing relationship rules from male perspective. Challenge him immediately. Tell him women aren't that complicated. Men just lack emotional intelligence to understand female needs and communication styles. He dares me to create male Bumble profile and try dating women from male perspective. See how easy female behavior is to navigate when you're the one trying to impress them. Accept challenge confidently. Going to prove that women are reasonable partners and men are just bad at dating. Wednesday morning, create fake male profile using photos of friend's attractive cousin David, 26, works in marketing, enjoys hiking and cooking. Bio emphasizes emotional intelligence and genuine connection seeking. Everything women claim to want in dating profiles. Thoughtful, emotionally available, interested in real relationships rather than hookups. Upload variety of photos showing personality and interests. Professional but approachable look, designed to attract quality women seeking serious relationships. Thursday, David goes live on Bumble, ready to experience female dating behavior from male perspective and prove Jake wrong about women being difficult. First few hours yield decent number of matches. Women seem interested based on profile likes. Expect thoughtful opening messages since women message first on Bumble. Reality is immediate disappointment. Most matches never message despite 24-hour window. Those who do send generic greetings like hey or how's your week feel surprised by low-effort communication from women who matched with attractive, thoughtful profile. Friday, analyze opening messages received from female matches. Quality is shockingly poor compared to effort I expected from emotionally intelligent women. What's up? How are you? Hey there. Hi, no personalization. No reference to profile content. No conversation starters. Exactly the type of lazy messaging women complain about receiving from men. Saturday. Try engaging with generic female openers by asking thoughtful follow-up questions about their profiles and interests. Response rate is terrible. Most women don't reply to David's engaging conversation attempts. Those who do give one-word answers or dismissive responses. Feel confused by lack of effort from women who supposedly value communication and emotional connection. Weekend. Reflect on first week of male dating experience. Women's messaging behavior doesn't match their stated preferences about wanting thoughtful, engaged men. They match with emotionally intelligent profile, then put zero effort into conversations. Expect David to carry entire interaction while providing minimal engagement themselves. Monday. Try different approach by being more direct and flirty in responses to female messages. Maybe women prefer confident assertion over thoughtful questioning. Results are slightly better, but still disappointing. Women respond more to cocky behavior than genuine interest in getting to know them personally. This contradicts everything women say about wanting sensitive, emotionally available men who listen and communicate well. Tuesday. Analyze successful conversations that lead to date planning. Pattern emerges that challenges assumptions about female dating preferences. Women respond best to men who are slightly dismissive and challenging, rather than overly interested or accommodating. They lose interest when men show too much enthusiasm or emotional availability. Classic, treat them mean, keep them keen, dynamic that feminists claim to reject, but actually respond to positively. Wednesday, go on first Bumble date with woman named Sarah. Expect mature, engaging conversation since she seemed thoughtful through messages. Reality is completely different. Sarah spends entire date talking about herself without asking a single question about David's life or interests. Monologues about her job stress, friend drama, family problems, and ex-boyfriend issues. No curiosity about David as person beyond providing audience for her problems. Thursday, date with different woman named Emma, who presented as intellectual and emotionally mature through profile and messaging. Same pattern. She dominates conversation with personal stories and complaints, while showing zero interest in David's thoughts, experiences, or personality. When David tries sharing something about his life, she immediately redirects conversation back to herself or checks her phone. Friday, 2 weeks into experiment. Pattern becoming clear about female dating behavior from male perspective. Women who match don't put effort into messaging. Those who do message expect men to carry conversations. Dates involve women using men as free therapy sessions. Zero reciprocal interest in male thoughts, feelings, or experiences despite profiles claiming to want genuine connection. Weekend. Analyze dating advice women give versus actual female behavior experienced through David profile. Women say they want emotionally available, communicative men who listen and show interest. In practice, they provide no emotional availability themselves and show no interest in male emotions. Complete disconnect between stated preferences and actual dating behavior patterns. Monday, try being more emotionally unavailable and challenging to test whether women prefer difficult men, despite claiming otherwise. Play harder to get, respond less frequently, show less interest in their personal stories and problems. Results are dramatically better. Women become more engaged and interested when David is less available and accommodating. Tuesday, date with woman who seemed different through messaging. Professional, articulate, claim to value deep conversations and emotional intelligence. She arrives late without apology, spends dinner complaining about other men she's dated, and expects David to pay despite earning similar salary. No gratitude for meal, no interest in David's conversation topics, immediate expectation that he'll pursue her for second date. Wednesday, 3 weeks into experiment. Emotional exhaustion setting in from constant female self-centeredness and lack of reciprocal interest. Every interaction involves women expecting David to be entertaining, paying, and emotionally supportive while providing nothing equivalent in return. Feel like unpaid therapist and entertainment service rather than potential romantic partner with own needs and interests. Thursday. Match with woman who seemed exceptionally mature and relationship-ready, graduate degree, successful career, thoughtful profile about seeking meaningful connection. Date is disaster. She criticizes David's restaurant choice, clothing, conversation topics, and career ambitions. Nothing he does meets her standards. Spends evening explaining what she deserves from men and how previous dates disappointed her. No acknowledgement that dating involves mutual evaluation. Friday. Month into experiment. Complete reversal of assumptions about female dating behavior and reasonableness. Women consistently self-centered, demanding, entitled, and uninterested in male perspectives or experiences. They expect constant validation and resources without reciprocating effort. Dating from male perspective feels like being evaluated for worthiness while having no permission to evaluate women in return. Weekend. Research male dating forums and communities to see if David's experience matches broader male observations about female behavior. Stories are universally similar. Men describing women as entitled, self-absorbed, demanding, and unwilling to put effort into relationships. These aren't bitter rejects. These are men sharing consistent experiences with female dating behavior patterns. Monday. Try dating older women thinking maturity might improve behavior and reciprocal interest levels. Results are worse. Older women even more demanding and entitled. Higher expectations with less willingness to meet male needs or show appreciation. Age doesn't improve female dating behavior. Often makes entitlement and selectivity worse. Tuesday. Analyze what makes women undateable from male perspective, based on month of direct experience. Lack of genuine interest in male personality or inner life. Expectation that men provide entertainment, validation, and resources without reciprocal investment. Inability to engage in mutual conversation, rather than self-focused monologues. These patterns make relationships feel one-sided and exhausting for men. Wednesday, try engaging women about their expectations and relationship perspectives during dates. Universal belief that men should pursue, impress, and win female approval. No concept of needing to be impressive or appealing to male partners. Women see themselves as prizes to be won, rather than participants in mutual evaluation and courtship process. Thursday, 6 weeks into experiment. Understanding why many men find modern women undateable despite female attractiveness and accomplishments. Female behavior in dating contexts is consistently selfish, demanding, and unreciprocal. They want relationship benefits without providing equivalent value. This creates dynamic where men feel exploited and unappreciated rather than valued and desired. Friday, research what women think they bring to relationships versus male perceptions of female contributions. Women believe their presence is sufficient contribution. Men want partnership, support, appreciation, and genuine interest in their lives. Massive disconnect between what women think men want versus what men actually experience as valuable in relationships. Weekend, final week of experiment. Emotional breakdown from constant rejection, criticism, and exploitation disguised as dating. Every interaction drains energy without providing connection or mutual enjoyment. Women treat David like service provider rather than potential partner. Understanding why men become bitter about dating and relationships after repeated experiences with entitled female behavior. Monday, delete David's profile after 7 weeks of experiencing female dating behavior from male perspective. Cannot handle more interactions with women who expect everything while providing nothing. Emotionally exhausting and psychologically damaging experience. Feel genuine empathy for men navigating these dynamics regularly without option to opt out like I could. Tuesday, process experiment results and implications for understanding gender dynamics in dating. Women are not easier to date or more reasonable than men claimed. They're often worse because they expect male investment without reciprocal effort. Male complaints about female dating behavior are legitimate rather than misogynistic excuses for personal failures. Wednesday, apologize to Jake for dismissing his observations about difficult female dating behavior. Tell him about David experiment and how female entitlement and self-centeredness made dating exhausting rather than enjoyable. He's gracious about vindication, but also sympathetic to emotional toll of experiencing female behavior from male perspective. Thursday, research solutions and advice for men dealing with difficult female dating behavior patterns. Find extensive male communities focused on protecting psychological health while navigating entitled female behavior in dating contexts. These men aren't misogynistic. They're adapting to female behavior patterns that make traditional relationship pursuit unsustainable. Friday, 2 months after experiment ended. Still processing how wrong I was about female dating behavior and male experiences. Women consistently acted entitled, selfish, and uninterested in reciprocal relationship building during dating process. This explains why many quality men avoid serious dating or become selective to point of seeming impossible to please. Weekend. Examine my own dating behavior with new awareness of how actions appear from male perspective. Realize I've exhibited many same patterns David experienced. Expectation that men impress me without reciprocal effort. Focus on what men provide, rather than what I contribute. Uncomfortable recognition of own entitlement and selfishness in dating contexts. Monday. Change personal dating approach based on understanding of male perspective and needs. Focus on being genuinely interested in male partners rather than evaluating their worthiness. Provide equivalent effort and investment, rather than expecting to be pursued and impressed. Results are immediate improvement in relationship quality and male appreciation. Tuesday, write about experiment findings, despite knowing it will anger feminist friends and female readers. Title: I dated as a man and learned why men find women impossible. Describe patterns of female entitlement, selfishness, and lack of reciprocal interest that make dating exhausting for men. Wednesday, immediate backlash from women angry about criticism of female dating behavior, called internalized misogynist for acknowledging legitimate male perspectives and challenging female entitlement narratives, but also support from men grateful for recognition of their experiences and women willing to examine own behavior. Thursday, continue researching and writing about gender dynamics in dating based on David Experiment insights. Focus on helping women understand male perspectives and improve their own dating behavior rather than blaming men for relationship difficulties. Both genders benefit when women provide reciprocal effort and genuine interest rather than entitled expectation management. Friday, final reflection on experiment and lessons learned about female dating behavior from male perspective. Women are often undateable because they expect everything while providing minimal effort or genuine interest in male partners. This creates one-sided dynamic that exhausts men and makes relationships feel like service arrangements rather than partnerships. Understanding male perspective doesn't require self-hatred, but does require acknowledging uncomfortable truths about female behavior patterns. Maybe dating would improve if women focused on being appealing partners rather than expecting men to prove their worthiness constantly. Maybe reciprocal interest and effort create better relationships than entitled evaluation dynamics. Maybe men have legitimate complaints about female dating behavior that deserve acknowledgement rather than dismissal. Just a thought.